I think buildings sort of speak to you. They tell a story. A building that's over 100 years old, it doesn't last if it's not taken care of and it's not loved.
The Old City Hall, the 1892 Old City Hall, it's iconic.
It's our token building, kind of sits up on the hill, and you Google Bellingham and it pops up right away.
It's full of ornamentation and details, whimsy. It's grand. It was built for admiration. It's a symbol of this place.
The Whatcom Museum building is a monument to the history of Bellingham.
The icon on the hill.
Probably one of the most important buildings in the state.
This building has love and it's been taken care of, and it's important that we do our part to make sure that it stays alive for another 50 to 100 years.
Lots of people ask me, what's going on at this building? I'm excited to be able to share with them that at last we're restoring the exterior envelope of the building.
The goal that we were presented with for this project was to restore the exterior of the building, looking at the brick masonry, the sandstone, the wood windows, and the cast iron columns that are over all three levels of the east and west entrances.
We've been thinking about this for a long time. It's been on people's minds. We knew that there was some damage to the masonry work around the building. We knew there were some concerns with things peeling off the building.
Preservation and safety, were the two major components. It's kind of a facelift for an older building that still has a lot of the key components.
When you have the money, you've got to do what you can to preserve and take care of these buildings. And I'm really grateful that we got the Washington State Historical Society Capitol Heritage Project grant to help preserve it and keep it for generations to come. It's really something that represents a place and time.
It was a unique time period here on Bellingham Bay where you had two rival cities. You had Fairhaven and New Whatcom competing for railroads and industry. So in competing with its rival, New Whatcom wanted a grand city hall. So it was overbuilt, really. It was much bigger and more grandiose than necessary.
It is late Victorian era style. It's Richardsonian Romanesque and a little bit of Second Empire style. So it's very ornate and kind of fussy.
So it opens in May of 1893 as the New Whatcom City Hall. The first floor held the mayor's office, chief of police, the municipal court, treasurer's office, and the comptroller. The engineering department in that building had devised all the early layouts of streets and sewers and water mains and all the things that go into a municipality.
The fact that it has 4 cupolas and a bell tower and a lot of scrolling, we would never do that today. But it's great to have an example from that era remaining in Bellingham. And here we are today, beginning a project, phase 1 of the restoration project. Bearwood Windows is initiating the repair and restoration of over 120 windows.
There's 40-some openings that we have removed or that need to be repaired in the shop. Then taking those sashes back to the shop and doing the repairs. We were seeing some wear and tear, some of the rot, some of the breakage that happened from forcing the windows open or keeping it open, that we tried to figure out, okay, what has happened with these windows? We kind of study them and see what we need to fix, how we need to fix them, and how better we can preserve them. Most of these sashes are glazed with glazing putty, so you'll have a back bedding in the glazing bed where the glass will sit. Set the glass, then we'll put the glazing points, hold the glass in. I think it is very important that we keep the historic windows and restore them and protect them. You're preserving the people that have created this. the love and labor that took to make this happen. From the architects to the laymen's, every part of this building carries its own history.
So, starting in 1938, plans were made to build a new city hall over on Lottie Street.
When the current City Hall was built in the 1930s, the 1892 old City Hall was vacated.
Already afoot was the question, what should be done with this old building? And many people just wanted to tear it down.
I believe that the City Council voted to demolish the building. I think it was at a cost of about $4,000.
Luckily, John Edson led a community group to save the building.
There was a hue and cry from the community, and it was decided that this would become a museum. The people of Bellingham voted to make this officially a museum and part of the city of Bellingham. What people don't realize is that this building itself is part of the collection.
1939.1.1, the original item artifact in the Whatcom Museum's collections.
The museum evolved and expanded. So today, the old City Hall really is the heart and soul of the Whatcom Museum.
Well, as we move into fall, the scaffolding is going up, so work can begin on the brick masonry and the facade.
It's amazing what you can find on the 4-story building when you actually put scaffolding up and you can get up really close with it and become more intimate with the building.
Yeah. The mortar on the building is in fairly good shape. There's a little bit of repointing that we did where they'll be replacing some of the existing mortar. Where the brick is over the entrances, we're also pinning in the masonry into that backup wall so that the individual bricks on the front face wouldn't be able to fall off in an earthquake.
The sandstone that's in the foundation, window sills, and lintels is from the Chuckanut Sandstone Quarry. Chuckanut stone is our native building material here. It's about as local as you can get.
Sandstone's a beautiful material to work with, but sandstone will naturally flake over time. This Chuckanut really is a beautiful stone, but unfortunately, it's really soft.
But we're always faced with budgets when we do these projects. We realized that there was probably a limited amount of effort that we could put into that Chuckanut sandstone in this phase, given the funding that we had. Really, that is going to take another phase of work to more extensively address the sandstone itself.
Now that winter is approaching, the windows are restored and are being brought back to the site and will be reinstalled.
Getting super close to finish, like 90%. The north face is complete 100% installed, all the windows. The east elevation is done, south elevation is done. We work on the west elevation right now. We're getting really close, yeah.
Getting close to the finish line now. Phase 3 includes work on the building's iron columns. The columns are being sandblasted, painted, and reinforced.
It's exciting to me that the scaffolding is going to be coming down soon, and from what I can see, the building looks beautiful.
The big reveal when scaffolding comes down is always a little nerve-wracking. It is not going to look pristine when it comes down, and that isn't really the intent, right? Buildings of this era really should be able to celebrate their warts as well as their jewelry. I want people to, share a collective sigh of relief that we have a building that's preserved for another generation of people to experience it. And at the end of the day, when we walk away, nobody's going to be able to tell that we did that work. So there shouldn't be really any sign other than, new paint and cleaner masonry by the time we're done with what we've done here.
The project has been very successful. The windows look great. They're secure and watertight. brick's been cleaned and the mortar has been tuck pointed.
I noticed the columns, and it always bothered me that the columns needed restoration, and now they are restored and they look beautiful. I hope this building is still here 75 years from now. The stories that this building can tell the people who are here 75 years from now, I think would be really important and really amazing. Having been the steward of something as beautiful as this building is meaningful to me. And I think whoever is here, we're just stewards taking care of this resource for the time that we're here.